Welcome, everybody, to today's press conference with Generation Squeeze. Today, you will be hearing from Dr. Paul Kershaw. After Dr. Kershaw's comments, we will open the floor to media questions. Please use the raise hand function and we will call your questions in order. Dr. Kershaw?
Thank you. Good morning. According to a new study, the Bloc Québécois' bid to add billions to old age security for rich and poor seniors alike is out of touch with the priorities of most Canadians and retirees, including those in Quebec. Rather than spend more taxpayer dollars, a majority of Canadians want Ottawa to redesign OAS so that it reduces spending on affluent retirees and repurposes the savings to eliminate poverty among seniors, help younger generations, and reduce the deficit. The study was conducted by Research Co. It polled 1,002 Canadian adults between October 19th and October 21st and has a margin of error of plus or minus 3.1 percentage points 19 times out of 20. All the questions and responses are available and a link will be provided in the chat. The results show that 88% of retirees support changing OAS so that retirees with incomes above $100,000 receive smaller benefits. This includes 81% of all Canadians and 76% of Canadians in Quebec. More notable still, over 70% of Canadians, including in Quebec, indicated they would support no OAS benefits for retirees with annual incomes above $100,000, provided the savings were used to deliver higher cash benefits for poor seniors, or they were repurposed to deliver more funding for housing, childcare, and post-secondary education. Now, to be clear, the poll didn't just invite respondents to consider generalities. It offered very specific proposals so that people could carefully consider the trade-offs. The option most favored by Canadians was to ask the 20 to 25% of retirees in households with incomes of $100,000 or more to accept smaller OAS payments that would reduce their after-tax income by approximately $3,200. Within Quebec, 70% of respondents supported the idea, along with 74% of all Canadians and 76% of people aged 65 and older. Interestingly, there is no partisan divide. More than 70% of Conservative, Liberal, and NDP voters in the last federal election backed this idea. Now, I need to be clear, refining the OAS clawback for households with incomes above $100,000 would be transformative. It would free up $36 billion in federal spending over the next 5 years, and that allows us to do remarkable things. First, about 12 of those $1 billion could be added to the guaranteed income supplement to deliver an extra $5,000 a year to each of the 469,000 seniors who currently fall below Canada's official poverty measure. This would virtually eliminate poverty amongst seniors, something the Bloc proposal has no hope of achieving because it would add just $870 for most retirees, rich and poor alike. Thereafter, another $4 billion could be added to the guaranteed income supplement to enhance incomes for those who remain near the poverty line. And this would then leave another $20 billion to start focusing on other key goals the country has, including doubling the increases for housing and post-secondary education proposed in the 2024 federal budget, adding 50% more to childcare, and cutting our federal deficit by billions so that we stay within fiscal guardrails. Now, the poll didn't just propose one option, it considered several options. And the biggest savings, $64 billion over the next 5 years, would come from reorganizing OAS to distribute cash to retirees the way that the Canada Child Benefit delivers cash to families with children. And the CCB, the Canada Child Benefit, starts clawing back benefits at around $79,000 of household income. So that, interestingly, was supported by more than 2/3 of Quebecers. And there are similar acceptance rates in the rest of Canada, including amongst 64% of seniors. Now, given these poll results, it's just clear that the Bloc is blowing the political leverage it enjoys in this minority parliament on a proposal that most Quebecers think is wasteful. And the other opposition parties were short-sighted by piling on in support of the Bloc motion, because the poll shows very clearly that voters are ready to support a cost-effective plan to eliminate seniors' poverty, help younger generations, and reduce the deficit. And this win-win-win does not require new government spending. It requires government spending of existing government resources smarter. So smarter spending, not necessarily more spending. By contrast, the Bloc proposal would require taxpayers to add another $16 billion to what they're contributing over the next 5 years. In sum, adapting OAS to eliminate seniors' poverty, help younger generations, and reduce the deficit, polling shows that that would be a strong foundation for any platform heading into the upcoming federal election. And we hope that as the Bloc deadline for its ultimatum, which is tomorrow, October 29th, we hope that all parties will start to pivot to this smarter spending in place of the wasteful spending proposed by the Bloc, something that's judged to be wasteful by the large majority of Canadians. Thank you.
Are there questions from the media? With no questions, we'll conclude this press conference, and we thank you for being here today.